Hello, my beautiful feather tribe. Welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and I'm an empath as well as an intuitive tarot reader here on YouTube. So I am so happy to be back doing another reading for you. It has been a while, as I said in my last video. In case you missed it, I really recommend that you go check it out, because at the beginning, during the intro of that video, I talk about my new uploading schedule and why things are going to be a bit different from now on. So in case you missed it, there's an explanation there. But anyway, here we are. We are going to be looking at your spiritual path today. We are first going to see where it is at right now, where you are at right now. And then we're going to look at where your spiritual path is headed next, so that you could get a better understanding of what's to come, where you are sort of pushed into, where you are developing, or what direction you are developing in, and hopefully it will help you sort of navigate your life and your spiritual journey with a bit more ease. So yeah, that's today's aim, and without further ado, let's get into it. We have 3 piles to choose from today, and as always, we start from the left and we move towards the right. So for pile number 1, you have simple pleasures. Look for beauty that is all around you. For pile number 2, we have live in the moment. What you are looking for is with you. And for pile number 3, we have determination. Perseverance leads to fortune. So there you have it. These are your 3 cards that are representing the piles in today's reading. Take your time, take a few deep breaths if you need to. You can close your eyes as well if that helps you to shut out all of the distractions that are around you and just get really, really quiet. Tune into your body, into your intuition, into your gut reaction, and see which pile draws you in the most. You can watch all of them if you want to. That's absolutely fine, but just bear in mind that these are still general readings, so not all of them are going to be resonating with you 100%. There is most likely going to be one pile specifically that will speak to you the most accurately, and there may be some bits and pieces in other piles too, but just remember that take what resonates and leave everything else, okay? And if none of the readings are resonating for you, then that's okay. It may not be your message, or it may not be crucial for you at this time to hear these messages regarding your spiritual journey. So yeah, that's also a possibility. But anyway, these are your piles, and when you are ready, you can go into the description box down below and click on the timestamp that you need. That will take you straight to your pile. So happy choosing, and I will see you in just a bit. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. I hope that you're all doing really, really well and that you are excited to hear about your spiritual journey. So you chose this simple pleasures card. Look for beauty that is all around you. And the message or the energy that I'm feeling from this card is that you may be in this period of time where you are sort of urged to take a bit more time, like slow down, slow your roll, because I'm getting the sense that you may be in a bit of a hurry, or you may be trying to rush through things, trying to do things or get things done as quickly as possible, and to sort of like take on new things and like, you know, it's like you're almost impatient, or you can't wait to get to the other things that you have in mind, or that you feel called to do. And even though that may be a very, very positive thing, having ambition, having drive, having motivation to get things done and accomplish things, it's a great thing. It's by no means anything like negative, but I'm just getting the sense that as you are in that sort of energy, you may be like getting lost in the pursuit of things, in the pursuit of those goals, and you may be losing sight of what is actually around you, what you already have. There is a message of like needing to have more appreciation, needing to have more gratitude, and sort of taking the time to really review how far you've come, really review where you are at right now, whether there are some adjustments that need to be made, and really just in general, take it a bit more easy, because I do feel like you are putting a lot of pressure on yourself as well, and that sort of stress is like slowly but surely starting to get to you. And it also sort of takes all of the pleasure and all of the joy and all of the fulfillment out of the process that you are going through, because if you are only seeking like a certain outcome or a certain result, then once you get that result, like that's it, right? Like that fulfillment or that enjoyment lasts for a very, very fleeting moment, and then it feels like, okay, I need to have something else now. I need to go after something new to get that sense of fulfillment again. And so that's why I feel like Spirit is really turning your focus, or trying to sort of push you into this space of more relaxation, more surrender, and more awareness and mindfulness of where you are right now, really taking it all in and trying to find joy in the process of things. That's why it says simple pleasures. Look for beauty that is all around you, because there are things for you to appreciate, but you may just be sort of missing them right now because your focus is so much on everything else. So that's just something for you to consider. But that was the initial energy that I was picking up on based on the card that you chose. But we have heaps of other oracle cards to go through. So we are going to get a more specific overview of where you are at on your spiritual journey right now. So let's see what this says. Okay, yeah, we're starting off with the first card, which says movement, number 36, reducing down to 9. So as I was saying, I definitely feel like you are on the move. You are making things happen. You are trying to rush through things, or you're trying to push things along. And there is a lot of action and drive and passion and pursuit, as I was already talking about. Or, anyway. We have the World with number 29. We also have the Hathors or Hathors. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. I'm sorry, it's just it just makes me laugh because the cards are always so on point. We also have Aries, act. Not surprised to see this one here. We also have Honeybee, divine feminine. You are being called on to rise. We also have by the book with number 11. By the way, you also had number 11 here with the World. 29 reduces down to 11 as well. So you have 11, 1, and 11. And the final card is New Moon, Promise. Okay. So pile 1, your spiritual path, or where you are at on your spiritual path right now, is screaming of discovery. I feel like you are on the verge of stepping into a new energetic frequency, or for some reason I want to say vibrancy. I'm not sure why, but that's the word that I heard in my head. So you may be stepping into a new energetic vibrancy. Now, from that, I'm sort of getting a message that you may have had a rather lengthy period of time, whether it be months or whether it be years, that has been quite dull, or that has been sort of uneventful, almost like stagnant and somewhat like stalling, where things have taken a lot more effort to push forward. And maybe you've actually experienced a lot of pushback as well, a lot of resistance, a lot of obstacles and challenges, and things haven't really gone your way, I feel like. But I'm also getting the message that it's because maybe you were going after the wrong things, or okay, wrong sounds really, really drastic, and I don't mean to say I don't mean to word it as if it was a mistake or anything like that. because all of our experiences, whatever we choose to do in our lifetimes, we are always making those decisions and those choices for a reason, and they always teach us something, whether those be lessons that we enjoy or lessons that we don't enjoy that much. But we can always find value in all of the experiences that we have, if we're able to look for that value. But with you, I just feel like right now, it's almost like the universe itself is pushing you along. Like, the wind is in your sails, and things are just progressing a lot more quickly than they have for a while. And especially because of this by the book, I'm getting the sense that things are going exactly as they are supposed to. Like, you are following certain steps and certain sort of protocols that the universe has set in place for you and that you are meant to be following. So in this sense, I feel like you are very much in the right place at the right time. And maybe that's why things are now starting to like work out for you a lot more quickly, and you're starting to see results a lot more quickly as well. And that may be the thing that is like pushing you into this overdrive mode as well, because that contrast is just so big with you having had to endure those like walls or barriers or obstacles and all of these difficulties. Now, with all of these doors opening up for you and spirit really ushering you along, especially with this card here, deep love, mother's milk, and birth as a portal, you are definitely stepping into a new world. Even with this world card here too, we can see that you are sort of discovering this whole new aspect of life, or this whole new aspect of yourself or your existence in this lifetime. So with all of those doors opening for you, it is so understandable that there is this almost this sense of like, I need to grasp onto these opportunities. I need to take the reins. I need to act, right? With Aries, I need to act. I need to push forward. I need to get stuff done, because what if I lose the momentum, or what if I hit another wall? What if another like challenge or something like that comes along? I absolutely understand it. But again, I just feel like that mindfulness aspect is very, very important. And the reason why I feel like Spirit is also saying that you can sort of slow down, in the sense that it's good that you are acting, and it's good that you are like going along and finding that nourishment again. That's another word that I keep on hearing, especially with the divine feminine as well. Finding like nourishment, finding something that like feeds your soul, something that gets you going, something that really like stirs that fire in you. The reason why you don't have to be worried about that like going away or losing that momentum is because we have this new moon promise card here, and that's telling me that Spirit is basically guaranteeing, it's giving you a promise that you are being ushered into this new phase of life. You are stepping through those portal doors. You are going to arrive. You are going to see the results of that. It's just going to sort of all happen in a specific sequence. And that's why there is really no need for you to worry, or no need for you to rush through this process. But I definitely feel like with the honeybee energy here too, and with bee being another promise of like results and awards and some sort of fulfillment, I definitely feel like it is no coincidence that you feel this strong sense of like passion or drive or whatever it is that you are in pursuit of right now, whether it be related to your career, whether it be related to a relationship or a new lifestyle, or a new hobby, or whatever it is. It's clear to me that it's coming from a very, very spiritual place, a very divine place. And I feel like the reason also why things are sort of falling into place more quickly and you are experiencing less resistance is because you are actually going after something or doing something that does, as I said, nourish your soul, does light you up, does like provide you exactly the sort of fulfillment or exactly the sort of experience that your soul is yearning for. I feel like you are sort of getting closer to truth, and it's that sort of soul truth that all of us seek in this lifetime, where, you know, everyone's mission, pretty much, whatever they end up doing in this lifetime, is to find out why they are here. What is their purpose? What is the meaning of their life? To find purpose for their life. Because even though their soul knows, the ego doesn't remember, right? And so with all of these ones being here as well, all of these 11s, I mean, we literally have 1111. This to me is like a soul journey or soul path number. Again, another meaning that you are on the right track. You are on the right path. So yeah, there is a lot of indication that you are doing the right thing and that you are growing in the direction that you need to. You are sort of providing nourishment or sustenance. Sorry, couldn't think of the word. Sustenance for your soul. But I just feel like there is no need to rush that process, or there's no need to be afraid that you're going to lose this momentum, or that you are going to be denied this like new beginning or new energy that you are so very much seeking, I feel like, and that your soul is so very much seeking. But anyway, that is sort of the situation where you are at right now when it comes to your spiritual journey. But we're now going to tap into these messages from a tarot deck, and we're going to see where your spiritual journey is headed next. So let's see. Oh my goodness, you get the most spiritual card there is. We have the High Priestess straight off the bat with 2 of Swords, and the Emperor, which is actually a card of Aries, by the way, as well. Wow. We also have Temperance with the 8 of Cups and the 10 of Swords. A lot of major arcana. Wow. So looking at these cards, the overall energy that I feel here is that this is exactly where your spiritual journey is headed. There is going to be a slowing down process. Now, it doesn't mean that things or like the progress that you are making is going to slow down, or that you will stop seeing the physical results that you are currently experiencing, or that you are about to experience if you haven't seen them already. But I definitely do see that it's almost like your spiritual voice, or your intuitive voice, is going to grow a lot louder, because there is the need to temper the action part, that like divine masculine, with the divine feminine, so that the action would be sort of coming from a more like divine or a more intuitive space, rather than like an ego-driven space. And that's really where I feel like Spirit is sort of ushering you into that portal that you are going through. Like it says, mother's milk. It's very much a feminine energy. We also have the divine feminine here. I feel like where Spirit is ushering you into is a more divine feminine ruled space, because right now it seems like you are very much in that like masculine energy, going after things, making things happen, being very focused on movement. Again, it's not a bad thing, but it's just that there needs to be a balance, and there needs to be purpose in those actions. Again, if you get focused on only like the results, or only the physical manifestation of something, then you can get lost in the pursuit of things, and again, you can kind of like lose yourself, or there isn't that like nourishment aspect that is able to come through, right? Because there is no like being in the moment and taking time to appreciate where you're at, and taking time to replenish your soul, replenish and sort of recharge your batteries, right? And I kind of see that like happening here, because no matter which card I look at, there seems to be a little bit of like again, a slowing down on just like simply pushing ahead, especially with the High Priestess and the Two of Swords here. This to me is very much like a quieting down sort of energy, just tuning into your senses, tuning into your intuition, really tapping into your feelings and sort of where that like divine guidance within you is directing you. Because we also have a lot of this like crescent moon symbology here on this Eight of Cups, this Two of Swords, and the High Priestess itself. And we had this new moon like crescent, you can actually see the crescent moon on this new moon energy too. So again, I do feel like there is a lot of sort of affirmation or reassurance from Spirit saying that this new beginning that you are so very much like looking for, working towards, hoping for, that is coming. But it sort of needs to be balanced out with this action part. The Emperor, right, as I said, is like that exact sort of manifestation of this Aries or this Mars energy of wanting to go after things, wanting to make things happen, wanting to sort of take control of situations. It's that active masculine energy. But with Temperance being here, again, this needs to be tempered. And so I sort of see, especially with the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords here, that like that pursuit for the sake of pursuit, that seems to be something that you are going to stop doing. Because as I said, again, I feel like the voice of the divine within you, or the voice of the divine feminine, the voice of intuition, is going to grow a lot louder, which is again really what I feel like Spirit wants for you anyway. It wants to push you into that balanced state where you have that like divine insight, and then based on that divine insight you can make your moves and you will know exactly what is the right thing for you, and you'll make more conscious decisions, more conscious choices that will ultimately lead you to a place that offers you more fulfillment as well, and more nourishment. Again, for some reason I keep hearing the word nourishment. So that seems to be a very, very important thing, or something that may have been lacking from your life for a long time, or at least there was an element missing. Something was missing. That's what I feel like from the like the projects that you worked on, or from the relationships that you had, or from the lifestyle that you were leading, or anything like that. Really, it just seems like something crucial was always missing, and that's what kept like pushing you into that space of like needing to act, or needing to take on new things and go after a new goal, go after a new pursuit. But it always left you feeling like it wasn't good enough. You know, it wasn't enough. And so with this divine feminine, and with this energy of like learning to slow down, that's the aspect. That's where you will allow that sense of like fulfillment and nourishment to come in. But it's going to be coming in through the process itself, right? Like I was saying, where you will learn to enjoy the process rather than only seeking the results or the rewards. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, there is a lot of like divine, a lot of very spiritual energy coming through. You have two very, very strong cards here with the High Priestess and Temperance. Very, very strong energies. So definitely expect a sort of a spiritual like upgrade, or yeah, I guess upgrade is the best way to say it, a spiritual upgrade to happen. But that's what I feel for you regarding your spiritual path and where it's headed next. I want to keep these readings relatively like short and to the point, so that's why I'm gonna sort of stop rambling and move on to the last part of the reading, which is advice from Spirit. Now, I haven't done this in a very, very long time, but I really missed it, and I was called to do this shuffling for the advice messages on camera for some reason, so we are going to be doing that. So can we get a few advice cards? Okay, that was very quick. We have Shaolin Master, be graceful in movement and action. Oh my goodness, this is like the perfect message for you, the perfect advice message We also have shield maiden, make plans and focus. Yeah, exactly. There's that, like, this is a perfect combination of like acting, but doing it from a very mindful and a very like insightful place, or a very guided place. Yeah, exactly. Slowing down and taking the time to really make plans and see where you are at and where you ultimately want to go. Can we get one more advice card, please, for pile number 1 regarding their reading? Can we get one more advice card, please, for pile number 1? One more advice card, please, for pile number 1. Thank you. And we also have Stargazer. Set your sights higher. Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god, I love this. I absolutely love this. And we also have Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's exactly what I was saying. Well, you can't really see it, so I'm just going to put it out of the frame. But anyway, exactly what I was saying. Like that, I feel like that protective energy, which is, by the way, like the Two of Swords as well, that protective energy to me is screaming of like protecting your energy reserves, protecting sort of your physical vessel as well, right? Not just like your emotional and your spiritual and all of those aspects of you, but to like not remember, to not forget that that these pursuits and everything, that they actually do take energy out of you. And so being mindful of how you use your energy, where you put it, and finding ways to replenish those energy reserves is very, very crucial in not getting burnt out, right? That seems to be a very important message here too. But with the Stargazer, set your sights higher. Like, this is exactly that divine aspect, that like bringing in this divine insight, bringing in this divine knowledge and information that I feel like Spirit is like literally screaming at you and wanting you to slow down enough for, so that you could hear what Spirit has to say to you. And it does want to speak to you through your own intuition and through your own like spiritual inner landscape, but it really needs you to focus on it first, and to stop the rushing process, so that again you can make more mindful decisions and actions in the future. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, pile 1. This was such an interesting reading. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that it was useful for you. If that's the case, don't forget to give me some feedback as well. You can leave me a thumbs up. That also lets me know that this resonated and was useful or helpful to you. You can also leave me a comment down in the comment section. I would absolutely love to hear from you. So don't forget to do that if this talked to you or spoke to you in any way. And also don't forget to subscribe if you want to hang out with me in the future and do more of these cool readings. But yeah, other than that, any information that you need is in the description box down below. And if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you guys very, very soon in my next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. I hope that you are all doing really, really well, and that you are enjoying yourselves, and that you are excited for this reading. So let's get straight into it. You chose this Live in the Moment card that says what you are looking for is with you. Now, the energy that I'm feeling off of this card is that you may be focused on trying to improve yourself or fix yourself somehow, without realizing that you are actually already perfect as you are, and that there is nothing wrong with you. There is nothing that needs to be fixed or that needs to be mended, because you are not broken. You may have suffered some hurts, you may have gotten some wounds, some scratches, and you may still be hurting in some places, but it doesn't mean that you are somehow tainted or you are somehow ruined or tarnished because of it. It doesn't subtract your own value. Your value is always constant. Your value and worth is always there. It's an everlasting thing. It doesn't change, and it doesn't lessen with the things that you experience. So it seems to be something that you have a hard time realizing, though. Yeah, it almost feels like, I don't know, I'm looking at this like ray of light here, and even though I feel like it is already, like, your light is already there within you, it's shining brightly, like, again, nothing has happened to it, but you seem to be looking right past it. You seem to be like seeking it from somewhere else, from outside of you, and trying to look for ways to increase your value, increase your worth, or prove to yourself and others, especially others, I feel like, that you are worthy of something, that you are worthy of love, is what I just heard. But take as it resonates, or take it as it resonates, sorry. So yeah, pile number 2. Why do I have a feeling that this is going to be quite a not like a heavy or anything. I don't feel like heavy energy necessarily, but it just seems like something that is emotionally quite draining. That's what I feel like. And it almost feels a bit more like empty rather than heavy. It feels like there is a hole, or there is something missing. There is a void. It like actually reminds me of like a mountain or something that is like very sturdy and very secure, but it seems to be that there is some sort of void in the middle of it, or yeah, anyway, that's the energy that I'm feeling off of this card. But we are going to be looking at the oracle cards next to see what you are specifically going through on your spiritual journey right now. We're going to get a better, a more specific overview of your current like state spiritually. So let's see. We have the cow, nourishment, abundance, asking, receiving. Yeah, abundance, exactly. That's the thing that as I said, I feel like you are seeking your self-worth, or you are seeking value. But I just feel like, yeah, it's like it's already there. We also have 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, with number 39, which reduces down to 12, which further reduces down to 3. We had number 20 here with the cow, which reduces down to 2. We also have the blue flame, spontaneous awakening, activation, integration time. We also have number 41, reducing down to 5, with 3rd house, communication. We have Panther, protection. Consider who you allow to take your energy and who you give it away to freely. We have another number 5 with 23 reducing down to 5. We have peace. And finally, we have iceberg, submerged. Okay. So pile number 2. I get a very strong energy here that there is a lot that you are keeping to yourself. There is a lot that you are not saying. There is a lot that you are not admitting to yourself and to others. And there is a lot that you are compromising on, or I almost want to say sacrificing for someone else or for something else. But I do have to say, regardless of like which area of life this specifically resonates for you, there is an element of your like connection to other people, or that like transactional energy between two people. Now, as bad as it sounds, we all always transact with other people. It's an energy transaction. We give our energy to them, and they give energy back to us. Whether it is positive, whether it is negative, whether it is balanced or imbalanced, that is a whole different subject. But it always flows both ways, or it is always like a bouncing back process. No one lives in a vacuum, and no one can exist in an energy vacuum either. So I do get a very strong sense that the way that you act and the way that you connect with other people and the way that other people connect with you plays a very significant role in how you view yourself. Again, I felt that strongly with this card already as well, that there is this desire to prove your worth to others, even more so than to yourself. And I get a lot of that with this fifth chakra card here, which is the throat chakra, which is all about expressing your true self. We had this communication card here, but we also have this protection card, and we have this cow card, which talks about asking and receiving. So again, it is this energy transaction, right? But the thing that like sort of irks me the most from these cards is this Panther card, because it is telling me that there is something that you are like giving too much of, and it may not be like equally reciprocated, or it may not be appreciated as it should be. And I do feel like the reason why that is because you feel like you have something to compensate for. You feel like you have to prove your worth to other people, to earn your like earn the respect or earn the appreciation from other people by doing certain like services to them, or by helping them out in some way, or by basically like doing what you can or giving what you can, so that you could feel that you are worthy of something. But I do feel like it's actually coming from like some sort of lack that you are actually feeling on the inside. But with this iceberg submerged, again, it's also interesting that we're actually getting these like icebergs that kind of look like mountains of ice, right? And I was talking about like this mountain that I was seeing here. I do feel like there is a lot that you are not sort of seeing, or that you are not expressing, and that you are maybe even like suppressing or pushing down. But there are two cards here that actually even three. I mean, the cow as well. The cow is a very positive omen in my eyes. So there are three cards here that are actually like showing me that spirit is urging you to sort of come out of that self-sacrificial place and step more into this whole integrated, serene and happy and content place. With this peace card, it's very evident that that's what spirit really wants you to push in, like that energy is what spirit really wants you to push yourself into, or they want you to arrive at a place where you could be at peace with yourself, where you wouldn't feel like something is missing, or like you are tarnished, or like you are broken in some way. But I do feel like that's why this card is here, which talks about integration time, right? Spontaneous awakening, integration time. That means like accepting all parts of you, all of your experiences, everything that you are, and seeing them as just experiences. Oh my God, my throat chakra is just like, it's killing me right now. Like literally, I'm having such a hard time getting these messages out, which further like proves to me that you have it seems like there is a massive block on your throat chakra. Like there is so much that you are not saying and that you are not admitting or letting out. And I do feel like it is all because of this like fear of being rejected, or fear of like losing worth or losing status in the eyes of someone else. It's almost like you're afraid to take up space. That's what I feel like, pile 2, if I'm completely honest. I feel like you are afraid to take up space. You are afraid to voice your concerns, to voice your needs, to voice your desires. But I do feel like spirit is wanting so much for you to see the beauty and the uniqueness and the value that you offer and that no one else can offer. So it does seem like there is some sort of process in place where that is sort of slowly starting to change, or that is slowly being reworked here. With this spontaneous awakening, it does seem like something is being cleared for you. There is also a lot of like blue energy here, and blue to me like speaks of truth or speaks of clarity. And it seems like Spirit is working very hard for you to start seeing that clarity, start seeing yourself in a more like objective manner, so that you could start appreciating yourself more and all that you have to offer, because there is a lot of it. There is a lot that you can give to people, and there is a lot that you have to offer without needing to like step over your own boundaries, or without needing to over function for someone else. Because even with this abundance card, I do feel like you are so abundant. As I was saying, that light is with you. It's shining brightly. It has never disappeared. It has never gone anywhere. But you just may be missing it. You may be like looking right past it. But it's there. And I do see that like at this time, this is like the most important thing on your spiritual journey, is to recognize that that light is there. And I do feel like you are on your way to actually seeing it. Like, as you can see here as well, there is this like blue figure that is stepping out of the portal. It's still in the darkness, right? But it is on its way out, and it is moving towards the light at the end of that tunnel. So there are processes in place. There are things happening. Things are in motion. But I just feel like there is still a bit to go. But anyway, that's what I feel like. Sorry, my throat again. Sorry. It just keeps getting like blocked up, and it's crazy. Like, anyway. Wow. Sorry, let's keep going. So this is the energy that I'm feeling for you right now regarding your spiritual path. And we are now going to look into some tarot cards that are going to give us an inkling of where your spiritual journey is headed next. So what's to come? We have Four of Swords in reverse. We have the Three of Cups. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Ace of Rods. Sorry, I'm gonna put them in place somewhat. Okay. The Five of Swords. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Oh my god, my throat is actually killing me. Hopefully we can get through this. So looking at these cards, pile number 2, I can definitely see that there is going to be a change happening. And that change, I have to be honest, might not be the most like easy and breezy and effortless one. It does seem to sort of test you, and it does seem to possibly bring some conflict as well. But I do feel like it's actually something that is necessary, something that is like a self-preservation method for you. So I know conflict sounds really bad, and people a lot of the times dread conflict and they want to avoid conflict. And that makes a lot of sense, but conflict serves a very important purpose as well. It lets us hash out like negative, blocking and like draining energies, right? And it helps us move past those more dense energies and those more dense feelings, resolve things and move forward in a more like light-hearted way, even if that process itself is quite unpleasant. But I do see you sort of moving towards a space where like I see this fire in you like rising up, especially with the Ace of Rods and the Four of Swords in reverse. It seems to me that there is going to be coming a point where this space of like people pleasing or wanting to serve someone else's purposes or wanting to like prove your worth to someone, that seems to be like coming to a quite an abrupt stop. Even with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here too, it's like I feel like you are sort of at one point going to become sort of sick of giving to others or being this like other person or other people focused, and sort of turning your focus more towards reserving your energy and being more mindful about where you place your worth. That's what I see with the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here, which I do feel that it is your energy. And with that Five of Swords here, it's clear that you are sort of actually going to be taking the necessary steps and bringing up like necessary conversations, or handling some like unresolved or some like brewing and simmering tensions or things that like bug you or irk you, or that you are not actually okay with. There seems to be like this sense of courage that is going to be rising up in you, where you stop feeding your energy and stop nourishing and taking care of people or things that don't do the same for you, and that just use you for that energy, that use you for what you give to them without actually reciprocating it, right? Without actually giving it back, which again leaves you feeling drained and further feeds into the notion that you are not good enough, that you need to go out of your way to be useful to people, or to be valuable to people. So I am completely honest. I do see this like massive mental shift that is going to be taking place for you. And again, with this Three of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune being side by side like this, it seems like those like twisted or one-sided relationships, these like dysfunctional friendships or situations where like you are over sacrificing yourself for the sake of other people, and other people are like profiting off of you, that seems to be coming to an end, because you are going to basically end it. So looking at these cards, I definitely do see that clarity that Spirit wants to bring you, or that Spirit wants you oh my god, I can't speak, that Spirit wants to usher you into, that is definitely coming. And again, the courage to actually do something about these situations that are draining, that are feeding into those like negative thoughts and that like stuck mindset where there is a void, or where there is something lacking, and where you're trying to prove your worth desperately, but like just giving way too much of yourself and not getting enough in return. That seems to be like dealt with, and quite concretely, with this Five of Swords. This to me tells me that this like newfound drive or passion that is going to be rising up in you, it is going to basically give you the state of mind where you are not afraid to like step on people's toes, where you're not afraid to piss someone else off, because that's the right thing for you, because you are done sacrificing yourself, and you are done suppressing what you truly need, what you truly feel like you deserve, and what you feel like you are lacking in these connections. Basically, you are done like suppressing those things. And I feel like there are going to be very like strict boundaries that you're going to be drawing in place, and you're going to be sort of having a much more critical mindset again regarding who you actually invest your energy into. Like this Panther card says, right? Consider who you allow to take your energy and who you give it away to freely. There will be no more giving energy away freely to people who don't actually deserve it. So your spiritual path is actually ascending to a much more like wholesome place, and a much more self-sufficient place, or a place where you won't be relying, or you won't be feeling the need to get that external validation, because that sort of sense is going to be sort of growing within you, or you will be having that like that clarity or that understanding how those sort of relationships are actually slowing your progress down, and they are actually taking away from you rather than providing you with something that is worthwhile. So I actually really, really like it, because this to me is like this badass energy, but it's coming from a very like positive and a very healthy place. Normally the Five of Swords wouldn't be a card that you want to see in a reading, but in this case I actually feel like it's necessary. Like it's truly necessary. This is you like putting your foot down. This is you establishing your boundaries and not allowing people to get away with shit that they shouldn't be getting away with, right? So I really love seeing this. I have to be honest. I really, really do. You standing up for yourself, or you sort of starting to see yourself and getting that courage to actually speak out and to stand up for yourself. I really love seeing that for you. And I do see that like spirit is going to be playing a big role in that as well. Like your spiritual team, they're going to be supporting you through this. That's really what I see for you coming up next. There is going to be a massive like activation, like this blue flame card was speaking of. There's going to be this massive activation. And another thing that I just realized, which is really funny to me, is that there was this like this blue figure, right, that I was referring to in this card that is going to be stepping out of the portal. And it's just very interesting to me that on this Five of Swords, which as I said, I feel like is you standing up for yourself, the figure is actually in blue as well. So yeah, I thought that was kind of a funny synchronicity. But anyway, this is the activation process that you are going to be going through on your spiritual journey. And yeah, it's definitely something that you really, really need. But we're going to close the reading out with some advice from Spirit. And hopefully we can get a couple of cards from Spirit regarding this reading that would help you on your spiritual journey. So what sort of advice do you have for pile 2 regarding their reading? Oh, we have Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. Exactly, right? And the magic is already within you. And I love that there is also this like ball of light, or this ray of light that is above her head. Like the magic is already within you. The magic is there. You just need to access it. You just need to see it. You just need to acknowledge it. And I feel like that's what Spirit is really urging you towards. At the bottom of the deck, we have Traveler, move in a new direction. Yeah, exactly. It's time to ditch those like dysfunctional, unreciprocal or non-reciprocal, whatever the right term is, relationships that are draining your energy and feeding into that sense of like not being worthy enough. Let's see if we can get one more card though. Can we get one more card please for pile number 2 regarding their reading? Oh, by the way, I just wanted to clarify that, especially if you've been following my videos for a while, I haven't done this like shuffling on camera for a while, but for some reason I felt called to do the advice portion on camera. So that's why we are going old school. So anyway, can we get one more message please for pile number 2 regarding the reading? I guess you wanted, or I guess Spirit wanted you to get 2 messages. We have, on the bottom of the deck, we have Lord, take charge with authority. Exactly. Standing up for yourself. What was I saying? Like, that's what Spirit really wants you to do. So let's see. We have High Priest, intend and create first. And we also have Knight, be brave and honest. Oh my God. Yeah, honesty, truth, right? Exactly. That's what I was talking about from the get-go with these cards. Truth. Truth needs to come out. Spirit really wants you to express yourself more securely, more courageously, more confidently. Be brave, right? It's not going to be easy. No one is saying that it's going to be easy, but it's something that is necessary for your spiritual path to grow in the direction that your soul really wants you to grow. And I mean, with intend and create, this is just clearly a message for you to like take action, to actually do something about it, and to create the sort of reality that you want, which is sort of what I see you doing here with the Ace of Rods or the Ace of Wands. Taking action, again with the Four of Swords in reverse too, sort of stepping out of that like stalemate energy, or where you are just allowing things to happen and where you're allowing people to dictate things to you. Again, I don't want you to think that in like this is criticism or this is judgment in any single way. This is just what the cards are saying, and we are not judging anyone here. We are all human. We are all doing the best that we can, and we are all learning our lessons as we go. But this particular lesson here seems to be a very, very crucial one for you, pile 2. And I do see that at the end of this lesson that you are currently in and that you are more so moving into as well, you are going to discover your true value more. You're going to understand and protect your value and your energy and what you have to offer more, and be more discerning about how you go about distributing your value to people. I really, really love this pile too. This was such a badass energy and such a badass message. And I'm so, so happy for you. So keep going. Let spirit guide you. Let spirit usher you out of that dark tunnel, right? This dark tunnel here. And let the changes happen that need to happen. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that it was a useful reading to you, that you learned something from it, or that at least it gave you some sort of assurance or confidence. But anyway, if this reading resonated with you, I would love to hear from you. You can leave me a comment down in the comment section. You can also give me a thumbs up. You can subscribe as well if you haven't done that already, and if you would like to hang out with me in the future, I would love that. But anyway, if I don't see you in any of the other piles, all the information that you need is in the description box down below, so check that out if you're interested. And please take care of yourself, and I hope to see you guys very soon in my next reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. I am so happy that you are here. So thrilled to welcome you to your reading, and I hope that you're all doing really, really well. Did I say that? I'm so sorry. My brain is a bit fried already. But anyway, so you chose this determination card that says perseverance leads to fortune. And the energy that I'm picking up on from this card here, pile 3, is that you may be struggling to see something through to the end. It's almost like you have been on a certain journey, or you have been pursuing a certain goal, or having a certain dream, or fantasizing, or having like some sort of visions about where you want to go, or where you want to end up. And I see that you have taken steps towards that dream, but it's almost like now you are starting to lose the, not like the faith necessarily, but it's just like you have run out of steam is kind of what I feel like. And then maybe this like desire or this urge to give up on this thing. And it does seem to be all revolving around how slow the process has been, that it has taken you such a long time, and that it has taken you a lot of energy and effort, whatever it is that you are currently seeking or trying to accomplish here. But I feel like really I kind of get the sense that the end is actually so close, or that the finish line, I should say, is so close. And that spirit is pretty much like promising you that if you keep going and if you keep persevering, you will get to your desired reward. And it may even be better than you can imagine. For some reason, I want to say that as well. But I definitely see you sort of being in this haze right now, and you are unable to see past it. It's like you are trying to make your way through a fog. You're trying to like touch and feel and really see, not with your eyes, because I feel like if you look around you in your physical reality, there is not much that you can actually navigate by. I just sort of see that the universe has like urged you to go off of your gut, or go off of your intuition, and go off of your like other senses. And it has definitely been a lot more difficult because of it, because you can't quite see the fruits of your labor yet. You can't quite see why all of that has had to happen, or what all of this work has been for, even though you can sort of imagine, or even though you can visualize where you want to end up, but nothing is really manifesting yet. And maybe like, I don't want to say it like that because that sounds a bit too like dramatic, but I just feel like the things that have manifested have been very, very small, almost like minuscule, or insignificant. And so you have had to find this sense of motivation and this drive to keep going from somewhere else. But I feel like that like inner reserve, like basically going off of like blind faith and trust, that is starting to like run out. And so yeah, there does seem to be like this little desire that is poking its head to give up on this path. But I do feel like this is what Spirit really needs from you right now. This is what Spirit wants you to focus on, to keep going, and to see this path through to the end, because you are so close. That's what I feel like. So this whole thing, even though I mean, we're going to look at the cards in a minute. We're going to see where your spiritual journey is at specifically right now. But I do feel like this whole journey, or this whole leg of your journey, it may be about building up this like sense of determination or perseverance in you, to build up this like faith in the universe and the trust that things are going to be working out, even if you can't see the results immediately or soon, right? So yeah, that's sort of what I'm feeling here. But let's keep going. So let's actually now look at what sort of specific messages we can get from your spiritual journey right now. So we have joy with number 37 breaking down to a 10, which further breaks down to a 1. So again, 10, right? 10 is cyclical energy, meaning that something is coming to an end and something new is beginning. So that again, to me, signifies that you are actually very close to the finish line. Yeah, we have financial constraints. We also have double mission, light worker starseed, serve the world by being you. We have number 50, reducing down to 5, 12th house, introspection. We have Panda with balance. Ask how to bring balance to the situation and into your heart. Oh my God, we have another number 37, which is coming out in reverse with the never-ending story. I love that it's in reverse. And finally, we have lightning power. Yeah. So pile 3. From these cards, it is very evident to me that you have had a very long and arduous journey. One that has drained you, one that has tested you many times over, and one that has at times felt like the journey is never going to end, like you are never going to arrive at your destination. And again, I feel like you are sort of in that space right now too, where, as I said, you're starting to lose faith, or you're starting to lose that like drive or motivation. And I do feel that like questioning energy, especially in the middle of the reading here with 12th house introspection and with this balance card, because I do sort of get the sense that you are very much struggling with like trying to find new inspiration or new motivation on this path, especially with the 12th house. Again, this tells me like the 12th house is the final house in the zodiacal house system. It does tell me that the journey has been quite long, but again, this is another indication to me that you are very much at the end of that specific journey. It is coming to a closing point, but it is that crucial point where you start questioning everything, where you start asking yourself what it has all been for, whether it is all worth it, whether you should keep pushing ahead or whether you should just call it quits, right? It's that like make or break moment. And the really interesting thing here is this financial constraints card, which sort of like gave me a bit of it's giving me a bit of an interesting energy, and I don't think I've ever actually felt it with this card. But in this instance, I actually feel that even though it may be talking of like actual financial difficulty as well, I much more feel that this is just talking of like physical or material constraints, where like, as I said, I feel like you are experiencing a lack of like physical symptoms or physical proof regarding this journey, whatever this is, and that may really be the thing that is like dampening your spirits. So with this joy card being here too, it seems like you you may very much be struggling in like finding joy in this process anymore. That seems to be the thing that has like run out, especially with it coming next or coming out right next to this financial constraints card as well. It seems that like that joy, that fulfillment is the thing that you are sort of running a bit empty on. And again, with this never-ending story, it may seem like this is a path that is never going to end, that this is a journey that is just never going to reach its culmination point or its like finish line. But I do feel with this double mission here that whatever this path is that you are on, you are doing exactly what you were meant to be doing. Serve the world by being you. There is nothing else that you can really do, or there is nothing else that you should really change. And I feel like this like remaining sense of power, this lightning card that speaks of power, I feel like the thing that can really push you forward and urge you to give this like drive or this passion back to this project or back to this journey that you are on, it seems to be stemming from you, from who you are, from your being, from your soul. Because again, with this light worker starseed, it seems to me that whatever this journey is that you are on, and whatever this journey is that spirit desperately wants you to finish, it's serving a higher purpose besides just your own soul path, or besides, you know, what your soul signed up for. This seems to have a larger impact on a collective level. So this is like big stuff in some sense. And I feel like that's why this card is here too. That's why spirit wants you so much to keep going. And again, it's interesting that we were talking about this like haze, right? Where you can't really see it, right? The physical world is not really giving anything to you. It's not really revealing how far along you have come. But I feel like that's why this card is here with this double mission, because in the spiritual sense or in the energetic realm, this has massive like impact. What you are doing has massive impact, and it is already being woven into the physical realm. That's why I feel like so many of these 10s are here, and that's why I feel like this joy card is here too. It's almost like serving as a double message too. All of these 10s are here because you are about to reach the culmination point of something. Well, we have this 4 and we have this 5 here too. 4 is like, numerologically speaking, a card of like something that is either like stable or constant, but it can also signify something that is stuck or stagnant, which again seems to me is talking about this physical reality, right? That is not really giving you anything right now, and that seems to be stuck or non-moving. But with this number 5 here, this is that like breaking point sort of part of your journey. This is that make or break point. This is the conflict, that like disruption that pushes that stable 4, that stuck 4 into a new energy. So you are very close to actually receiving that fulfillment, to actually seeing the fruits of your labor, to actually arriving at the point that you want to arrive at. But it's still going to take some perseverance. It's still going to take some time and patience. And so that's why I feel like these cards are here, because spirit is urging you to seek that like fulfillment, to seek that drive from someplace else, to bring balance to the situation and into your heart, so that you could find a sense of like motivation or satisfaction, right? That joy from someplace else, if it's not coming from the physical material realm. So yeah, this is where what I feel for you, pile 3. This is what I feel that you are currently experiencing on your spiritual journey. But we are now going to turn our focus on these tarot cards, and we're going to see where your spiritual journey is actually headed next. So it's going to be interesting to see if we actually get some cards of like culmination, such as like the World, or I don't know, the 10 of Pentacles or the 10 of Cups or anything like that. Any sort of like culmination cards that would signify that this journey is going to be coming to a successful close. Well, anyway, we will see. We will see what we get. Okay, we have the 7 of Cups. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so Seems to me like this may still be taking some time. Yeah, with the 8 of Wands in reverse, the Page of Swords in reverse, the 6 of Wands in reverse, and finally the 6 of Swords. How crazy is that? You get 2 sevens and you get 2 sixes side by side like this. So a lot of like numerological synchronicity too. So keep your eyes peeled for any sort of like numerological synchronicities that may be popping up around you. If you see repeating numbers, take note of them, because I do feel like it's just spirit sort of reassuring you. But anyway, looking at these cards, I do have to say, honestly, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. As I said, it does feel like the results are not going to be coming just yet. Like there is still a way to go. And you're sort of going to have to go through a bit of a, again, that perseverance test, right? Or that perseverance part of your journey. But if you think about it, it's a good thing to know that that's what the universe is requiring of you, because that in and of itself can give you the juice to keep going so that you wouldn't give up on this thing. Even though I do see very strongly that that's a very powerful desire that you are going to be facing even as you move forward from this message too. I do see that like coming up for you here, especially with all of these cards. With the 7 of Cups being here, there may even actually be like some temptations that arise of like new endeavors or new opportunities, and those may seem at first on the surface level to be more exciting or to be more promising or something like that. But I do feel like it's something that like requires you to overcome any like urges to jump head on into these things, because with the 7 of Cups, this very often veers more towards like illusion and fantasy and wishful thinking rather than actual true promise, right? And so that's why I feel like there may be some like tests placed on your path. But with the 7 of Pentacles here, I do see that there is going to be an energy of like evaluation, or an energy of like really thinking things through. Like we had here with the 12th house introspection, I already see that you are in this like questioning state already. It just seems to be even more magnified or emphasized with this 7 of Coins coming out over here, where you may really start considering, like really seriously start considering jumping ship on whatever this project is or whatever this thing is that you are sort of going after right now, or that you have been working towards right now, and actually like the desire to start getting involved in something new or start taking up something new. Again, whether it be a new relationship, whether it be a new job, whether it be a new goal or whatever, it seems that the temptation is going to be quite real for you. But this is like ultimately that lesson of perseverance and that lesson of like testing your faith and testing your resolve, like we were talking about with this determination card here, that I feel like spirit is going to, or the universe is going to be putting you through. With the 8 of Wands, the Page of Swords, and the 6 of Wands all coming out in reverse, this to me is like as unmotivated as you can get, because with the Page of Swords being smack dab in the middle here, it seems like at one point you are just going to like not really see or not really understand what this thing is all for, why you are doing it, right? Like that like level of deflated sense of self, or this level of being unmotivated or demotivated or whatever it is, not having that motivation, not having that passion and that drive, and not really seeing any results either, right? Or those results being very, very minor. As I said, it seems like maybe there have been like little bits and pieces here and there, but it hasn't been significant enough to like justify this level of energy and this level of effort that you have been putting in. And so that, again, that may be magnified as like new opportunities crop up for you. But again, please don't be tempted to go with them. Please don't be tempted to jump ship on this goal that you are currently pursuing and that you have been investing yourself into. Because with the Six of Swords here, I see you starting to actually move past those like challenges and those risks, and things will start progressing again. Things will start moving along. The Six of Swords is always an energy of leaving like difficult, choppy waters behind and moving to calmer shores, moving to more like freedom and peace of mind. So that level of like stagnancy, which, as I have to say, is really, really big here, you are going to get past it. And if you stay determined on this path, you will actually get to where you want to go. It will all be worth it. I do feel that very strongly. It will all be worth it, pile number 3. And I feel like the reason why it's coming out so strongly is because when you actually get to that finish line, when you actually get that reward that you have been working towards so strongly, it will actually be, again, as I said, like better than you imagined. So it will actually prove to you why it was all worth it, and why pushing through these barriers and pushing through these walls where other people would like give up and surrender, where pushing through these walls can actually, like what it can actually mean when you do overcome those challenges, when you do overcome those blocks or those walls, and you go after what it is that you want. So yeah, now that you know to be mindful of like temptations and sort of easy ways out and those types of things, you can be more mindful and you can be more conscious of making your moves, making your decisions. And again, I do feel like I have to emphasize this, even though I say it in pretty much every single one of my readings. You have free will, and ultimately you decide what you do with your life and what sort of decisions you end up making. But with these like suggestions or advice or guidance, you can just sort of see or have a better understanding of what is the potential outcome of these decisions, if you decide to follow the advice of spirit. But again, if you don't want to do that, that is up to you as well. But if you do want to do that, I do see that the rewards are going to be very much worth it. But anyway, so that's really what I feel for you. And I do realize that this is like a massive test from the universe. So that's what it's going to feel like, at least. And that's why I keep saying it. But really, this is just a massive, and a very, very valuable lesson that is going to help you, not just now and not just to arrive at the destination that you want to, but it will also help you like down the line in the future to reap even more rewards, basically. So it's going to be like a long-term effect that this lesson has on you. And that's why I feel like it's so, so necessary. But anyway, we're going to close the reading out with some advice from Spirit, and I'm going to go old school with this. For some reason, I was called to shuffle the cards on camera and just give you advice this way. So that's what we're going to be doing. But Spirit, can you please give pile 3 some advice regarding their reading and regarding their spiritual journey? Okay, I guess this is it. Wow. Okay, we have mountains stand your ground. Yeah, I don't feel like I even need to say anything. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. Again, we have this introspection message. Again, we have this message of like seeking that like motivation or seeking that juice from someplace else, tapping into like some deeper aspects so that you could keep going, especially when the material, the physical world is proving to be not very helpful. But can we get one more piece of advice, please, for pile number 3? Oh, okay. Wow, you actually got 3 more cards. And we have Arrow, surround yourself with protective energy at the bottom of the deck. Yes, I feel like that protective energy is talking about the 7 of Cups, which is going to be this temptation that you're going to be faced with. So yeah, that is actually really good that that came out. But anyway, so we had this Mountain card first. Next, we have the Knight, which says be brave and honest. Yeah, be brave, I feel like, is actually the more important keyword here, to keep going and to stay true to what you truly want, to not lose sight of that. Sorry, the cards are getting so messed up with all of this flying around. Anyway, we also have Water Guardian, connect with your emotions. Yeah, I feel like that's why it's important, because that's where really the joy and the motivation to keep going is going to be coming from. That like deeper sense of self, that like more feminine aspect as well, more divine, more intuitive aspect. I feel like your spiritual team in general is going to be a massive help for you in going through this and in sort of staying on track. Because again, we had this double mission card here, which does say to me that the universe is actually behind you, and the universe is really strongly wanting you to fulfill this mission, or wanting you to see this thing through to the end, because it's crucial for your soul, and not just for you, but for the collective, or for like bigger for like a bigger group of people, or it's somehow more important like outside of you as well. And that's why I feel like it's wanting so very much to teach you this lesson of determination. And finally, we have Stargazer, set your sights higher. So we have some repeating cards. The other piles had some of these oracle cards too. But again, with the Stargazer and set your sights higher, again, I feel like that motivation, that like level of support and drive that you seem to be lacking right now, and that's not coming from the physical, that is something that you can access or tap into when you tune into your emotions. Again, when you tune into like that intuitive, more like divine aspect of self. And because again, with both, actually those cards came out together, right? They were like on top of each other. So through your heart space, through your intuition, you can actually connect to the divine, where that like support is going to be coming from. So even if it's not around you physically, if you set your sights higher, you can actually get the support that you need to keep going. So wow, that's a really cool and really crazy reading. I'm gonna leave you here with these messages, and I hope that you enjoyed them. I hope that it was an interesting reading, and I really hope that it was useful to you as well. If you resonate with this, and if this makes sense to you, and if this is what you're currently going through, let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you, or you can just give me a thumbs up as well. That would mean so much to me, knowing that someone found this reading helpful. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, but if you would like to hang out with me in the future too. But really, that's it from me. I'm not going to drag this reading on any longer. I really appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all of your support. And if there is anything else that you want to know about my channel, then you can see all of the information that you need in the description box down below. So check that out if you're interested. But other than that, if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you very soon in my next one. Bye-bye.